When the cameras rolled on NXT that night, no one in the building had the faintest clue they were about to witness history. In one jaw-dropping moment, Steven Seagal's daughter stepped into the WWE world, and nothing would ever be the same. It started like any other night on WWE NXT. Fans packed the arena, buzzing for high-energy matches, rivalries, and shocking twists. But what they got wasn't just another storyline. It was the birth of a moment that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling industry. As the lights dimmed and an unfamiliar theme blasted through the speakers, the crowd shifted from excitement to confusion. Who was coming out? When the name Arissa LeBrock flashed across the Titantron, a murmur ran through the audience. Could it really be? Yes, it was Steven Seagal's daughter. Dressed in sleek black gear with a glare that could cut through steel, Arissa walked down the ramp with the same calm, cold confidence her father carried in dozens of action movies. She didn't pander to the fans, didn't smile, didn't pose. She looked like she was walking into combat. The crowd erupted with a mix of cheers, boos, and absolute disbelief. On commentary, voices cracked with excitement. "That's Arissa LeBrock. Steven Seagal's daughter is in NXT," shouted the announcer. The crowd exploded again, some chanting her name, others drowning it out with boos. But one thing was undeniable. Everyone was watching. Arissa entered the ring, picked up the mic, and with a stone-cold stare, delivered her first chilling words to the WWE Universe. "This isn't a game. This isn't Hollywood. This is combat. And I didn't come here to play wrestler, I came here to dominate." The arena shook. Some fans roared in approval, others jeered loudly, but nobody stayed silent. Arissa had declared war on the entire NXT women's division, and from that very moment, chaos began brewing. Not just in the ring, but backstage where jealousies, rivalries, and fears were about to ignite. This wasn't just a debut. It was the spark of a storm that would change WWE NXT forever. If you thought the fans were shocked, you should have seen what was happening behind the curtain, because backstage Arissa's arrival turned NXT into a pressure cooker ready to explode. The locker room didn't take the news well. Many NXT superstars had spent years grinding through training, live events, and small paychecks just for a shot on TV. And now, out of nowhere, the daughter of a Hollywood legend waltzes in with the red carpet rolled out? Resentment spread quickly. Wrestlers like Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez were reportedly furious that Arissa was being handed the spotlight. One insider even claimed the room split the second she walked in. Half the girls wanted to test her, the other half wanted nothing to do with her. The tension reached a boiling point when cameras caught an intense exchange backstage. A group of veterans confronted Arissa, warning her that in WWE, respect is earned, not handed out. Arissa smirked and fired back. "Respect is earned in combat. Line them up, and I'll prove it." Those words didn't just light a fire. They poured gasoline on an already raging blaze. Whispers spread that certain wrestlers were plotting to embarrass her in her first matches. Others worried she'd hurt people because of her stiff, martial arts-influenced style. And then came the sight that sent chills through the roster. Steven Seagal himself was spotted backstage, standing quietly in the corner, sunglasses on, arms crossed. Was he there as a proud father, or as a silent enforcer making sure no one disrespected his daughter? Nobody wanted to find out. That night, the energy backstage was so tense you could cut it with a knife. Factions began forming. Those who believed Arissa could bring mainstream credibility to WWE, and those who swore she was nothing but trouble, and this was only her first night. When Arissa finally stepped between the ropes, fans expected fireworks, but what they got was something far more shocking, a clash of worlds that left the WWE Universe divided. Arissa's debut match was unlike anything NXT had seen before. She didn't wrestle like the other women on the roster. No flashy flips, no exaggerated theatrics. Instead, she used calculated strikes, joint locks, and takedowns straight out of a martial arts dojo. The crowd didn't know how to react. Some fans were amazed, chanting her name as she unleashed stiff kicks and crushing submissions. Others booed loudly, calling her too stiff and chanting, "This isn't UFC." The arena became a battlefield of divided opinions. Her opponent that night struggled to keep up. Every move Arisa delivered looked like it hurt. At one point, a sharp elbow left the crowd gasping, unsure if they had just witnessed a scripted move or a real knockout shot. Commentary jumped on the moment. She's bringing real combat into this ring. And that's exactly what scared many in the locker room. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. Some wrestlers refused to step into the ring with her, saying she was too dangerous. Trainers argued whether she should be retrained in WWE's safer style, or whether WWE should double down and push her as a brutal, unstoppable force. Arisa herself remained defiant. In a post-match interview, she coldly declared, "If they can't handle the reality I bring, then maybe they don't belong in this ring." This wasn't just a debut match, it was the beginning of a war between two worlds. The flashy, theatrical world of pro wrestling and the cold, unforgiving reality of martial arts. And at the center of it all was Steven Seagal's daughter. The chaos didn't stay in the arena. Within hours, the entire internet was on fire with one name, Arisa LeBrock. The second her debut aired, Arisa became the most talked-about wrestler in the world. Clips of her stiff strikes went viral. Fans argued non-stop. Was she the future of women's wrestling, or the biggest mistake WWE had ever made? On Twitter, hashtags like Nachu Arisa debut and Quash Seagal in NXT trended worldwide. Some fans praised her toughness, saying she was the most real thing in WWE in years. Others mocked her mercilessly, comparing her to her father's infamous fight scenes where he barely moved but still defeated enemies. Memes exploded across the internet. YouTube channels uploaded reaction videos, racking up millions of views. One viral clip showed fans in the crowd gasping as Arisa delivered a crushing armbar with the caption, "That looked way too real." But not all the attention was negative. Arisa gained thousands of new followers overnight on Instagram. Celebrities and fighters chimed in, with some UFC names even tweeting support, saying they'd love to see her bring real fighting spirit to WWE. The split was clear. People either loved her or hated her, but nobody could ignore her. And in WWE, there's a golden rule: controversy equals cash. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any hotter, reports of backstage fights sent the wrestling world into meltdown. Only days after her debut, insiders leaked stories of explosive confrontations behind the scenes. One account described a heated shouting match between Arisa and a top NXT star after she allegedly called them soft. Security reportedly had to step in before it got physical. Tensions only grew when Steven Seagal was spotted again backstage. Some wrestlers claimed he demanded his daughter be treated with respect. Others said he simply stood in silence, his presence alone intimidating enough to shut down arguments. Producers and coaches found themselves stuck in the middle. Do they push Arisa as a top star, risking more tension? Or do they hold her back, risking the wrath of her father and the mainstream spotlight she brought? Meanwhile, whispers spread that some wrestlers were refusing to work with her. A few threatened to walk if she was pushed as the face of the division. The divide in the locker room was growing into open warfare. For WWE, this was both a nightmare and a dream. The chaos was tearing at the locker room, but the buzz it created outside the ring was unlike anything NXT had seen in years. After all the chaos, one burning question remains. What's next for Steven Seagal's daughter in WWE? Arisa LeBrock's debut didn't just shake up NXT, it shattered it. Fans were divided, wrestlers were divided, even WWE management seemed torn on what to do next. Some pushed for her to get a massive push, even rumors of a feud with a main roster star. Others wanted her cooled down before the chaos destroyed the division. But if there's one thing WWE knows, It's how to turn controversy into ratings. Every time Arisa appears, fans tune in, whether they want to cheer her, boo her, or just see what chaos she causes next. Rumors swirl that WWE could book her in a proving ground storyline, forcing her to go through a gauntlet of veterans to earn respect. Others whisper about a shocking main roster debut sooner than expected. No matter the direction, one truth is crystal clear. Arisa LeBrock isn't just another rookie. She's a walking headline. She's drama, controversy, and attention rolled into one. And whether fans love her or hate her, the WWE Universe will be watching every move she makes. So, what do you think? Will Arisa LeBrock become WWE's next big star? Or will backstage chaos bury her career before it begins? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking wrestling stories you won't believe.